The internet feels strange right now.
Labubu.
I feel like there's like almost endless content, endless creators, and there's just so much media. The internet has gotten to a point where I'm like, where is this even going? Because sometimes it feels like it's going nowhere. We used to feel magic when we were online. We were online to connect with people, to express ourselves, to be creative, to be free, to explore ourselves. We used to be weird on the internet. Now everything almost feels like performative. Hey guys, I'm Skip. Today we're going to be talking about why the internet isn't as fun as it used to be. Okay, so for me, I started using Instagram in 2014. And the whole period of 2014 or 2015 until 2020 really felt magical being online. Instagram felt really artistic. I would post my photos there. The people on YouTube really felt so personal, and the content on there was such beauty and really authentic. It was really chaotic, but it was human and it was fun. I remember just seeing people and connecting with them. It was a time where the internet mirrored our own inner world and not our self-image. We were essentially growing up online. We were curious, we were messy, we were just having fun. And I kind of miss that kind of openness, kind of curiousness on the internet. The internet back then felt like you could be somebody else. You could go online and searching who you are on the internet. People were really experimenting on there with really everything. Everything was going on there, and it felt like so raw. We were essentially learning who we are in public, and it was allowed to be ugly. And that kind of expression and creativity, that was actually sacred. But when that creativity gets monetized, it gets destroyed. Now we're coming up to 2020. When the lockdown happened, we were all on our phones. And essentially, it was the only way we would connect with each other. And TikTok was booming. TikTok was happening, it was growing so fast. I don't know how it happened, but it just did. And at first it was really fun. People were dancing on there, people were showing their new cooking sensations, people were making jokes. People were essentially coping with the fact that we were really stuck inside our own homes. But the culture we essentially looked up to from the outside world was not there. So that outside thingy, the thing that we were searching for, that connection, became our phones. Our phones essentially became our culture. And because that short form content on TikTok was really hot and happening, everybody started doing it. YouTube had YouTube Shorts. Instagram had their Reels. And I think everything has like short form content right now, which is crazy. Something really interesting started happening. Because you could go viral like this. I hear this all the time, people saying this like, you could have made a TikTok account right now, post one video, and wake up with 1 million followers. At one point, that happened to certain people. And people started noticing why they were going viral. People started noticing the algorithm. And people started to perform for the algorithm in order to get some virality. People would get a hook in 3 seconds. They would cut away every breath to make the video really short and snappy. They were like adding text and everything on the screen to get you more to pay attention, to make the video go viral and gain some attraction. And not only people were doing this, but also brands were doing this. Everybody wanted to go viral because there was just a possibility that you could just wake up and have 1 million likes on there.
Beyonce.
So people started chasing the virality instead of creating something new and fresh. There became more content than ever. It almost all started to blend into each other. Because when some people have found the working formula, it is very easy to copy and to achieve that virality again.
Playing a game of whack fuck here. Whack!
The meaning behind it felt less and less. And I almost like saw the life and joy get sucked out of the content. Because everybody was doing the same thing. Only chasing the viral hooks and the thingy and the thingies, the formula. But when the goal is getting views instead of expressing something, the tone shifts. There is no creativity in repeating something that already works. So almost like their inner worlds were not reflecting the screens anymore. We are feeding a machine that runs on attention. Attention grabbing, like, oh, look here, look here, look here. And psychologically, that mirrors addiction into dopamine, into long, endless scrolling, into micro-validation. Our nervous systems adapted to chaos and then started demanding for it. And then silence becomes unbearable. The online self became a product, not a reflection. We were almost like learned to follow the algorithm, to follow the numbers. But when we follow numbers and we follow something that works, the soul behind it dies. Our media became kind of like noise. Everything trending and nothing really alive.
I hope you guys are ready because here is my new hair color in 3, 2, 1. Yes!
Which brings me to the bigger picture here. It isn't just only social media, it is literally cultural. Everything is our content, our joy, our pain, our opinions, even our healing. And the system rewards everything that already works. So we start copying it. That's why we have like a billion remake movies right now, and a part 2 and a part 3 and a part... I cannot fathom the idea of how many like Disney remakes we have had, because we know those films work, they had a success, so why not recreate it for the same success? For the money. It is safer to imitate than risk. But risk is where art is born. And also today, people have become terrified of failure, of becoming cringe. Everything is cringe right now because people are trying to do something, and we long for new things. We learn for authenticity. But when somebody tries to do something different, we say like, ugh, we despise it. And I'm like, where are we going with this? So almost everyone sticks with the thing that already works. And then the soul behind it dies. We used to create from curiosity, from our inner things, like what do I want to see, what do I want to hear? And it's almost like we create now from fear. Fear of losing something, fear of missing something, the fear of fading. And there is even a bigger thing behind this, and it's spiritual. It isn't just the media, it is the energy behind it all. When the value system shifts from being to performing, from expressing to optimizing, the inner world loses its voice. It stops to express itself. Consumerism really turned the sacred act of creating something into production. We forget that creating something is spiritual. It heals yourself, it connects you with others. But when creation becomes strategy, it literally suffocates. Our souls and our spirit wants depth and connection. But the system offers us distraction. And that's also why we're overstimulated, yet empty. It's almost like it's feeding the soul fast food. It is filling, but it isn't nourishing. It is kind of like the burnout of our generation. We are getting emptied of our own souls. This brings me to my next point. Where is social media going? I have seen that each few years, social media shifts. It's about 5 years, I think. And I don't think we can go on like this forever, because people are longing for authenticity, something original, something different. Lizzo once said in an interview that there might be a little switch, that when people become too overstimulated, they will flip over to long form content. And I literally hope it does. I hope the next era of the internet isn't about going viral, but about really a vital connection between human beings, because that is where it started. Social media. To be social, to connect with other human beings. And the internet always mirrors our own like kind of global consciousness. And right now it is chaos, it is overstimulated, it is too much. I don't know where social media is going, but I know it's going to change sooner or later. We cannot keep going this way. There is just too much media on the internet. And the only way to really stand out is to be authentic, to put your soul into it, to be creative, to risk, to experiment. Because that is what used to gain attraction. Okay, now let's conclude this all. I think the internet hasn't gone worse. We have just gotten older, and so has the internet evolved. There was a time where the internet felt like a playground, where we could be curious, where we could experiment, where we could express ourselves. We were not thinking about the algorithm and about numbers. We were just expressing. Everything became a brand. Everything became measurable. We have started to keep repeating the same things that are working again and again. Again and again, saying it. We have learned to perform, to predict, and that kills all creativity. It kills the soul. Creativity comes from within. It is your pure life energy. And the algorithm is really fucking killing it. And I wanted to stop. I wanted to stop so bad. The algorithm doesn't look for the depth in it. It only looks at how long you look at a video, how many clicks it gets. It has no depth into it. Somewhere along the way, joy got replaced with strategy. And maybe it is just really simple. The internet isn't as fun as it used to be because fun is freedom. Fun is to experiment, to not know what's going to happen next. It isn't a mystery. The sense of like discovering something that has gone missing.
Big boobs? What?
The good news is we are not doomed yet. Maybe the internet isn't fun before because it stopped being human. It stopped being real. But the moment we start being human again, tapping into our own senses, it can be fun again. And maybe we just need to go back to the beginning. Where did social media come from? To connect with other people, to not perform, to express. We do not need to escape the machine. We need to remind it why we built it. We built it to connect with each other. And fun only happens when you forget you need to perform. I hope you guys liked my little essay thingy. Bye. Wow.